Hey everyone, it's Andy Hodges coming to you live for Sebastian Daily in Sebastian, Florida. It's 79 degrees right now under sunny skies. Tonight's overnight low will be 60. Saturday and Sunday will be windy like it is today, 81 degrees, 63 for the overnight, no chance of rain. We also have Sebastian Mayor Ed Dodd with us today. We also want to mention real quick, there's a local resident. Her name is Samantha Burns. She owns Rekindled Furniture and Home Decor in Sebastian. Samantha is now making masks and accepting $5 donations. However, she's donating these masks for free for medical and frontline staff at the hospitals. Burns is seeking more donations to help this project to keep it going. And now she's running out of material. So she's got a drop-off location at Woody's Barbecue if you would like to donate materials or other things. And you can also visit her Facebook page. Her Facebook page is called Rekindled Sebastian, all one word, Rekindled Sebastian. Or you can text her at 772-766-3285. Again, 766-3285. 3 people confirmed in Sebastian with coronavirus. This is up from 2 yesterday. 44 confirmed in Indian River County. There are approximately 436 people who tested negative in the county, no deaths. April 2nd, which was yesterday, was the biggest spike in Florida with 1,300 cases in one day. Over 163 people have died in Florida. And with us right now is Sebastian Mayor Ed Dodd. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you, Andy. I'd like first to thank you for your broadcast that you're doing. I think they're very informative, and it gives people a real good gauge of what's happening within the city. I'd kind of like to cover a little bit about what happened since the governor declared his safety at home process. As you know, we've been in Sebastian, we've been on a limited basis right for work within the city and for restaurants closed and so forth since early in March when that became directive from the president. But as of yesterday, we instigated the stay-at-home process for the governor. Sebastian Police Department is going to enforce that. Stay at home. They don't want to. They don't want to arrest people. They don't want to take you to jail. They don't want to write tickets. What they'd like to do is educate and let the people in Sebastian know that it's better to stay at home and don't gather in groups. The real issue is gathering in groups. If you have to go out for essential services like the grocery stores or department drugstores, that's fine. Just keep your distance and stay in groups. Right now, City Hall is closed to visitors. All of our staff that can do so are working from home. The people who do street work and drainage repair and so forth are working in the field as long as they can for the safety of themselves and the public without gathering a whole lot. Most of our parks are open. A large number are open. However, yesterday we did close the tennis courts and the pickleball courts. Primarily, we couldn't keep people from gathering there, so we ended up having to close those. It got to where there were larger groups of people there, and they were staying too close. Our city manager is actually continuing the city business. He's working on all of the important issues that we have to do as a city. They're obligated to us by law or by contract. The staff is also beginning to prepare for what happens after COVID-19. They're looking at financial issues, they're looking at contractual issues, they're looking at things that the city will have to deal with for that place. We're also using the lessons learned during this spring to update and prepare our emergency response plan for the possibility that in the fall we have an additional flu season that may include COVID-19. That's being predicted right now on certain levels at the federal government that could happen, so we're kind of preparing for that. I just want to let you know that the city is safe. The city employees are trying to protect the safety of all the staff and also all the residents. If you have an issue and would like to report that to the police department, or you'd like to report that you've seen gatherings of people, please don't dial 911. That's for pure emergencies. If you use that to contact the police and tell them you see a gathering of people, you may be stopping an ambulance from getting someone who needs it. So use this phone number. This is the general purpose phone number for the police department. It's 772-589-5233. That's 772-589-5233, and follow the prompts on that number. If you do ask for a police officer to come to your location, they're going to ask you questions about your symptoms because they're going to want to know if the officer's going someplace where it's suspected you may have the virus. You can also call and leave requests on the city's request line. That's 772-581-0111. Those will be logged. An employee is answering those, and they'll be transmitted to the right people. So if there's something you'd like the city to be aware of, you can do that. So thank you. Yeah, Andy, I'll turn it back over to you.
Well, thank you. There's a lot of questions about the boat ramps and parks. Are they going to remain open?
As long as we can keep the boat ramps and the parks open, as well as the golf course, and maintain social distancing and maintain lack of crowds, unless the state orders us to close them, we plan on keeping them open. It's an avenue of relaxation for people.
Yeah.
We are cleaning and desanitizing the major parks once a day. We're cleaning and desanitizing the minor parks every other day. And when I say desanitizing, we're actually spraying desanitizing agent on the parks, the grounds, and the equipment. So if you see somebody spraying out there, they're not spreading ground up, they're desanitizing the equipment.
For coronavirus.
At the golf course, we have instigated a one person per cart rule. There is an exception to that, and I've had some people contact me and said they've seen 2 people in a cart. If you're a couple that lives together and you play golf together, we're letting you sit in a cart together. You're going to expose yourself to each other at home anyway, so they're being allowed to sit in a cart together. They're limiting access to the golf course itself, to the clubhouse, and the restaurant at the golf course is like everyone else, only selling takeout food. So we are maintaining social distance in those areas, and we intend to keep those open unless we're told to close them, or unless, like the tennis courts and the pickleball courts, we find that people gather in larger numbers there, and we can't stop that from happening.
What happens when people congregate on the islands? Because the weekend's coming up, and I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of that going on this weekend.
The Sheriff's Department's Marine Unit, as well as the Sebastian Marine Unit, will be in the water this weekend. We'll be patrolling the river. Their intent is to once again to notify and warn people, not to arrest people.
Yeah,
but if they see larger groups gathering, they're going to pull over, they're going to stop them, they're going to inform them they can't be together. And if they don't break up, then they may take further action. But if they do break up, then they've satisfied what they're trying to do.
Okay. And one more question. A lot of people are concerned at home, those that can't leave the house, they're ordering food and takeout, and they're concerned about the virus getting into their takeout food. And a lot of people have asked, what is the city doing to enforce the CDC guidelines with restaurants and takeout?
As far as I know, I haven't seen any evidence posted from anywhere that the virus is transmitted through food. It can be transmitted through packaging. It stays, like for example, the virus can live for up to 24 hours on a cardboard box. I had something delivered to my house this morning in a cardboard box, and I sprayed the outside of the box with alcohol and wiped it down before I opened it, just to make sure.
Yeah.
So it can live in that environment, but there's no indication it can be transferred by way of food. I think if you stay with the reputable restaurants in town that are selling takeout, they're maintaining all the CDC guidelines. The health department is inspecting these restaurants to make sure they do that. And I personally believe that the takeout food is going to be safe.
Yeah.
You might want to clean the outside of that container it comes in if you're uncomfortable with that, what's been handled by someone.
Yeah.
Before you actually open the food up.
And we've noticed the workers are wearing gloves, masks now, and
Yes.
so they're taking a lot of precautions for that. Well, Mayor, thank you for being on here. I'm Andy Hodges. Have a great weekend. We'll probably come back later on today or tomorrow morning for another broadcast. I'm Andy Hodges for Sebastian Daily.